Alright, so I ain't know who needs to hear this. Actually, I do, because I need to hear this. But you probably don't need a new phone. You just need a new battery. So here's the thing. Back in the day, I want to say around about 2004, 2005 or so, up until around 2013, 14, 15, give or take. I used to be the guy who would get a brand new phone every year, or nearly every year. And it would always be, if not the latest and greatest phone, it'd be a pretty high-end phone. Right, and I'll do that every year or nearly every year for a while. So approximately around about that time, maybe not those exact years or whatever, but approximately between those times, every year I'll get a new phone and it'll be a high-end phone. And for a while, like in the beginning of that time, it seemed worthwhile doing that because the difference between a phone released in, say, 2005 and a phone released in 2006 could be huge. Like, it's going to have a much better battery. It's going to have a much better camera. It's going to have all kinds of new technologies and features and efficiencies that made it worthwhile doing. But by the end of that, by about 2015 or so, and certainly by now, the difference between a phone released, say, last year and this year, not so much. I mean, there's differences and improvements, of course, like there's, better batteries and better cameras and more efficiencies and things like that. There are improvements, but it's not so big where it's worth spending like £700, £800, £900, £1,000 on a whole new phone, where the differences are only really like minor improvements or not that big improvements. And especially like people who do buy their phones, like I've got a pretty good contract. I ain't gonna lie. My contract's pretty good. If I change my contract, I ain't getting this again. So it's worthwhile me buying the phones outright. But even the people who do the contract things, like you might have to pay, £300-400 up front plus £60-70 a month to get a new phone. And is it really worth doing that when you can just spend £100, £150 on a new battery? You know what I mean? Because you could be spending so much more on a new phone, right? Whether you're buying it outright or whether you're doing a whole contract thing, you could be spending so much more on a new phone. And the differences is like, okay, yeah, it's got a better camera, but your camera's already pretty good. If you bought a phone in the last, 2-3 years or so, maybe even 4 or 5 years, your camera is pretty good. You've even got, video camera. You can do like vlogs and whatever on your phone. You've got front facing camera, back camera. You could do video calls, WhatsApps, all that. You've got Bluetooth. You've probably got USB-C charging. You've got Wi-Fi. You could probably use your phone as a hotspot as well. You could download all the apps, your Instagrams and all that stuff and your productivity apps, your Google Sheets, Google Words. You could do your banking and things like that on your phone. If you got a phone in the last few years, most likely by now it can still do all the things you need it to do good enough. And yeah, I'm sure there's some people out there who do actually need to get a new phone because of the specifics of how they use it and what they use it for. They might need that little bit extra speed or a little bit extra whatever. I get it. There are people like that. But for most of us casual, regular users, you probably don't need a new phone. You just need a new battery. You just need to pay somebody to upgrade the battery or refurbish a phone or whatever, rather than spending thousands of pounds on a brand new phone just to get small improvements. But yeah, I get it because I feel these temptations too. Whenever something new is released, some new technology is released, I get it. You kind of feel that, I want to get that. Even though it's way overpriced, super expensive, is it going to really add that much value to your life? I get it. You still feel that urge to want to get that new thing. So like I said it to myself as well. You probably don't need a new phone. You just need a new battery.